Well, hello everyone! Oh my goodness, how are we feeling today? I hope all is well. Welcome to episode 44 of the What Does She podcast, where Alana and myself will be discussing, breaking down, and just generally freaking out over the massive lore drops we got this episode for Critical Role Campaign 2 episode 135. I am so happy to have you all here with us as we begin our theorization? That's a word, right?
Oh,
Theorization?
so yeah.
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 This episode was a lot. There was a lot that we got this episode. I love lore dumps like this, especially in our setting Aor, because Aor is just so damn interesting. I feel like there's so much that we still haven't discovered, and yet I feel like we've learned so much. So it's quite exciting. It's quite exciting. But more on Aor later. We have an immediate pressing matter at the beginning of this episode, and that is Beau and Caleb acquiring a third eye. How are we feeling about that?
Oh, I am liking, I guess, that it is keeping pace. Because I think we said, oh, what if they woke up with like 2 eyes or 3 eyes? So it's probably for the best that it's not progressing that quickly.
True.
And I don't, unless something changes, I'm not sure we're going to see them with 9 eyes when they get up to face Lucien. But no, it's still not very good. It's
really not. It's not a good look. It really isn't. Well, I mean, it's cool aesthetically. It's a cool look,
really
but
cool. Yeah.
But still not ideal.
I love watching Jester whenever they do anything eye related. Like when they play into it a bit, or like Caleb was like putting his eye hand on Beau's eye hand. She's like, "What are you doing?" Like she's freaking out about it. Because I think she's scared that they're going to use them or try to tune with them. But
it's actually interesting that you bring that. I don't mean to cut you off.
No, please do.
But it's interesting that you bring up Jester's reaction to Caleb, or Caleb doing something like that. That's also, it's kind of concerning that Caleb is just so quick to maybe test something out, or like maybe this will activate something and something will happen.
I think that's probably Liam.
It probably is. It probably is. But thinking maybe like in character, it's like he doesn't seem to be too terribly concerned about what could happen if he's doing this. Because even then Fjord, because I think when Caleb had done something to prompt Fjord to summon the sword, just in case. And again, meta-wise, out of character, that's probably just the cast, having a bit of fun with it. But,
I think that was when he put his hand on top of Beau's and, like, joking about it. But yeah, it's interesting. It might be because like nothing's happened necessarily so far that we know. We've obviously theorized that he's got something going on with those whispers last game. But it might just be like they're almost in a bit of a false sense of security of like, okay, well, this is bad. It is a ticking clock, but nothing's actually changing with us just yet. Apart from, not being able to sleep very well. So I'm thinking, it's probably more role play with the hope that maybe something might happen when they do it. I do like Beau keeps bringing up, like, should I try to, channel it? Should I try to activate it? I really like that. I kind of, I guess I know why they don't do it, because it's super dangerous. But and it went bad the first time she tried. But I'd love to see them try again to see if they can glean more information about them without connecting with Lucien.
Here's a thought that I just thunk.
A new thunk.
What if, because this is the first time that the rest of the party has had a restless sleep with nightmares?
Yes.
What if being in proximity to the eyes is even enough to create these visions and such? And maybe because we know that, is how does one who hasn't read the books or doesn't fully know what the Somnovum is, how do they become followers? Right? Obviously with a charismatic leader like Lucien, it might be easy because he uses his charm, very cult-like in this sense. But what if just being in the proximity of these eyes grants you like these visions? Like the more power the Nonagon gets, or the more power that these individuals with the eyes get, they're able to influence those around them to sort of like spread the word of the Somnovum.
That's
So
a
to
good
speak.
theory. I like that one. Yeah, because I was thinking that when Matt said like everyone else kind of wakes up having restless sleeps as well, I was like, oh no, does everyone have an eye? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
But no, I like that idea of the kind of increase of influence with the more eyes they get. It could also be just like the location they're in, this place where like thousands of people died. But yeah, no, that's cool. I like that idea of, yeah, because you got to think though, like if you are trying to garner followers to your cause, screaming at them in their sleeps is like an interesting tactic.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
For the
That's something you want to go get checked out rather than
probably
worship.
Probably, but I think that that may go to show how weak-willed maybe the rest of the Tomb Takers were, or their lust for power was just so strong.
Still don't know if they had eyes or not.
Yeah, we really don't.
Still so up in the air. Because that would change, I think, a lot about how concerned we should be for Beau and Caleb. I feel like they must have had eyes because Lucien did that like talk through them thing. So there was some connection there, unless that was some kind of blood magic. There was definitely some metaphysical connection between them. So I think it's probably safe to assume they had eyes. We just don't know.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of unknown. But thankfully, with new unknowns, unfortunately, we did actually get some interesting answers and information later on in this episode. But a nice little moment that didn't have really any lore implications, I just thought it was a nice moment, was Caleb sparking that wild magic surge and creating the scent of apple tart in the air. Just, nothing serious, but it was just a nice little moment.
Of all the people though, for that one to go off for, like a triggering nostalgic smell. Caleb's probably the worst for it to happen to, because props to Liam as always, like he was playing that so well. He was disconnected when that happened. He was almost like because it was a beautiful scene, but it was very much like Caleb's not on board right now. Caleb's trying to find these apple tarts.
And the Discord server attempted to ruin that scene by trying to guess what his favorite smell was, and people were like, barbecue, house is burning. Like, okay.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, I'm certainly glad it was.
I saw a joke like that on Reddit.
Yeah.
It was like Caleb says, it's the smell of my mother baking. And he goes, I didn't realize people smell like apple tarts.
Oh my god. It's so bad. It's so bad it's good. Oh no.
Yeah, but no, that was really sweet. That's such a cool one to get. To just suddenly have nostalgic smells.
I was worried. I was worried he was gonna be like, I thought it was gonna be a memory thing. Because he was like, Liam, what's something to Caleb, or like what's, and I was like, is he gonna like try to pick a memory? And I was like, oh, is it gonna be like he loses a memory, or a memory becomes like different
I was
or something?
thinking
I was
that
scared.
same path. I was thinking that too. I was thinking like, what's a happy memory for Caleb?
Yeah.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
His only happy memory.
You don't know what it was. Like,
oh
could you
no,
if
it's just
you
gone.
had lost a happy memory, and you didn't know what it was.
But then you wouldn't. Then would it really matter? Because then, like, if you lost it and then never knew you even had it.
No. Like I'm saying, you lost it. You know you've lost a happy memory.
Yeah.
You know the feeling it brought you. You can't feel that feeling anymore, and you don't know what it was.
Oh, that is tragic.
It'd be like chasing a high for your whole life. Yeah. Like, was this the feeling? No, it doesn't feel right.
Oh no. Oh, it's so angsty.
That. It was apple tarts.
Yes. Luckily, it was just that. Thank goodness. But continuing their journey through Aor, they came across I actually don't know what room they entered in. I was kind of tuning out this massive chamber they entered in with the enormous crater in the center.
This was the Genesis Ward.
This was just the Genesis Ward. Okay.
Yeah. So this section of the city. I think because when they first mentioned Genesis Ward,
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking like a single room because I've
Yeah.
got no imagination apparently. But I think this section of the city is the Genesis Ward.
Gotcha.
And then this is where, and it shouldn't have surprised me, but it did. The fact that there's subterranean levels of this place. When Matt described it, I was
I
like,
didn't really think of
oh
that.
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That this place would be massive and also have underground
Multi-layered,
areas.
you know.
But that big old hole, that's exciting.
That was very, very interesting. I wrote down a few notes. I'm actually trying to decipher my handwriting. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
Oh, it says dozens of floors.
Yeah,
I thought it said dreams of Aor. Nope,
oh,
I wrote down dozens of floors.
It's a real problem we have with our note taking.
Yeah, it's not for, because I try to frantically write things down quickly so I can go back to paying attention to the episode. So I end up just writing.
Especially when Matt's lore dropping and he's just saying things after things after things. It's just like, oh god, please stop.
Yeah.
Please stop.
Especially when he throws in names like Athodan. I was like, okay, how do I spell? Okay, I gotta come up with the spelling for this name.
Factorum Malus.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Jesus Christ, Matthew.
Hold. But yeah, and thanks to Marisha's, or Beau's rather, insane investigation skills, she was able to uncover that it would seem that there was a bomb or a device or something that was placed that caused this explosion.
Yeah, because I got theories. Crazy. Because like it looked like the way when he described it, of like it like kind of peeling open almost, like the thing from down below. Like we know that the Genesis Ward was the creation war. Like they were making weird shit here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's like a creature has done this, or like a god has done this, or like.
Ooh, I could see that. Like maybe.
They talk about something. He said it looked like something burrowing in or something shunting in, and then possibly going up. I was thinking like big old worm, like maybe like a god itself.
Yeah, I think I agree with Lynn as well. Maybe it was a god.
Because we know that we assume that Aor went down because the Cognosa Ward left.
Yeah, so
maybe it was going like down already and the Cognosa Ward left.
Maybe. That would be interesting, because this whole time we've assumed that the reason why it crashed was because the Somnovum and the Cognosa Ward broke apart.
Yeah.
What if, like you were saying, what if something was happening, the gods were destroying Aor, and the Somnovum were like, alright, we gotta go. Like, we gotta take our experiments and get the heck out of here before we die.
Yeah.
And that's when they departed.
Or maybe they created a god accidentally. Like,
yeah.
There's so much talk of creation in this place, and creating
the creator hammer was thrown out there.
I don't know. It's there's too many options for what it could be. I like Felice was saying, I think that was Liam said that, a fist from a god. Like it was really cool. I want to know, but I'm not sure we'll get exact answers.
Yeah, it seems like one of those things where like they're gonna have to talk to one of the Somnovum at this point.
Yeah.
I would imagine it at the very least. But was it in this? Was it the Speak with Dead, or was it in some of the I think it was in some of the journals, because they came across a laboratory with a bunch of components, special inks, papers. Caleb was just in absolute heaven, and even I think he took something so that he could teleport back there. When all is said and done. But in some of the journals, they had talked about, maybe some of their philosophers or some of their researchers had talked about the idea of perhaps the mortals were the ones that created the gods, like their ideas of a higher power manifested into the gods.
Yeah,
which is an interesting theory. But
it goes in with the idea of like what the Cognosa Ward did, of making thought reality.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. And then it also, because then there's also talk about experiments in the Somnovum breaking protocol because of the things they were trying to do.
Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to create a god, like you were saying. We hate the gods. Time to fight fire with fire. Let's create our own to take them out.
Yeah. Ooh. What if there's like just a god?
Which could be what the Nonagon is. Which could be what the Nonagon is.
Could be what like the Luxon is. Maybe they were experimenting with this Dunamantic enriched gem or Dunamancy enriched material, and in their experimentation it created a consciousness in this Dunamantic rock and essentially made the Luxon. And the Luxon's like, fuck off. I'm gone. Fuck you.
Because then speaking of the beacons, we're jumping ahead a little bit, but we honestly don't really do it that much in this one, so it's fine if we jump ahead a few times.
I think just this one time.
Yeah,
just this
we'll never jump ahead again. This will be the one exception we make for jumping ahead.
It's confusing. People don't like it. We won't do it that much. Yeah.
So apologize. It's the last time it'll ever happen. Because Liam, when they were talking about the Luxon and stuff, and I think we had talked about it before, and it had popped up here and there as a theory, was when Aor was crashing, maybe that's how the Luxon beacons scattered across, Exandria.
Yeah.
Well, because they are across the entirety of Exandria, so I think there's some in Tal'Dorei as well. So I think
there was maybe mention of some in Isildur.
So maybe not, because unless the explosion of Aor crashing was so massive that it literally sent these beacons everywhere, could happen.
And I mean, trippy portal stuff. Like if this city has the abilities to teleport and plane jump, then it could just be like boop, 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 sending out things everywhere. Felice has just said the relic equals the Luxon beacon. So in the notes that they were looking at in the letters and everything, it was talking about with Athodan's rejuvenation chamber. The relic, they said the relic is promising and has necromantic glyphs. That could be the thing that was in the chamber that they found. Which is kind of interesting to think of Dunamancy as like necromancy adjacent.
So hold on.
Ooh.
So
that sounds like a theory coming up.
So the beacons, one of their purposes is like storing souls. Correct?
Now, okay, here's the thing that to jump halfway into your theory, here's the thing, because I think that might be a specific thing to the Kryn. I think maybe they just figured out that they could do this rather than, because you got to think like they have a whole ceremony for people to be consecuted to be able to have this thing happen. So it's not just being in proximity. I just had a crazy thought. It's not about just being
a theory within a theory.
Theories, yeah. I don't think it's just a proximity thing. I think they do need the ritual to happen. But I'm thinking if that's like they've built their religion around this idea of rebirth, but that's just one aspect of this stone, of this object. But yeah, so we know that that it does have the ability to take in souls, take in things, and then revive them. I'll let you finish, and then I'll say what I was going to say.
I was going way darker with this this Dunamancy crystal that they found, because your idea makes sense of there's a ritual that has to be performed to consecute souls. If it was simply like it just stored souls like without a ritual, I was concerned that they found a way to siphon the souls to grant themselves more life, or to rejuvenate themselves. That's what this chamber was all about. So I was worried that they were taking the life force out of these souls that are within these gems or whatever is holding them together, and that's what granted Fjord a long rest, grew back his hair, and all that stuff. That's what I was worried about, but definitely does not seem like that's the case.
Ugh, that's gross. That's like the soul coin in campaign 1 of like when they're in hell and they started eating souls. It's like you feel really rejuvenated. It's just like you ate a soul, Keelan. Yeah. Oh, that's creepy. Oh, yeah, like, so the Luxons are just kind of the thousands of souls from Aor.
Yeah.
I had a terrible thought that what if, like, Fjord going into that chamber was him having, like, his essence connected to a Luxon that would then be, capable of being reborn.
Yeah.
Such a long process, though. It's also so
Yeah.
weird that I know it makes sense that it's like they're reborn, but then it doesn't come to fruition until like they're younger or adolescent.
Yeah, like dreams
That's
and
tricky.
memories start trickling back in.
Ooh, the dreams and the dreams start happening. Um,
Um,
I'm not going to go down that path. But I like the idea that the Luxon is more than just what the Kryn think it is.
yeah.
I think it's going to be super important to the end of this. But oh gosh, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, I saw a theory that was like perhaps because it's Dunamis going into that chamber that Fjord did was kind of almost like a reversal of time,
Mm-hmm.
or even a speed up of time. But I like the idea of it
Yeah.
being a reversal of time, of like taking him back to the point where being rejuvenated
Mm-hmm.
and awake and straight after a long rest, and also having his hair back and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea, and that's why it takes time to charge up. But that's that whole
Mm-hmm.
idea of potential and
Yeah. Yeah.
threads and yeah, them messing with Dunamis. I'm just thinking the Raven Queen probably doesn't like this crap. Like,
Yeah. Probably not. They should probably
yeah.
keep some of this stuff to themselves.
But we got some really good stuff about the Somnovum, like how breaking protocol. They're banned from these levels, which I thought was hilarious.
I just had a thought.
Oh man, we're all about it this episode. Let's go.
I had a thought that I just thunk. But what if? Because the way Matt described it, it sounded like this rejuvenation was an increase in time, like time sped up for Fjord, and that's how he was able to feel rejuvenated. Which is concerning because he lost a day, 8 hours, maybe
10 years.
But this isn't the first time in Aor that we've seen an increase in time. Obviously, Jester fell prey to a trap or something happened where she lost 5 years.
I think that's separate. I feel like that thing is a separate thing. But still still Dunamantic somehow. But I think that thing specifically is separate to Aor. That feels more otherworldly or like old god stuff.
Yeah.
Old magic.
Yeah.
But still there is like weird, like Matt keeps describing the fluctuations in temperature. And we've just got so much weird magic in this place. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if they were way more advanced with Dunamancy than what we know. Yeah.
But we did get a name that we've already mentioned, but Athodan was the mastermind behind this rejuvenation.
Sounds familiar. It sounds like Athodan. Is probably where I'm thinking.
I was gonna say the only reason it's familiar to me is because there's a character named Atherton in Firefly.
Is there?
Yeah. And the episode called The Shindig, Malcolm Reynolds fights that swordsman.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Atherton Wing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, this is a Firefly podcast now.
Oh, God. Now a Firefly podcast. I haven't seen that show in like 10 years.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. I am a Firefly stan, Olivia. I am indeed. But yeah, so we got the name drop Athodan. So I guess Athodan would be the one who we would want to maybe hopefully find, so we can ask about his experience with Dunamancy, since he was the one who was spearheading it all.
He seems kind of like and assume we don't know, he, they, she, could be a woman. We don't know what they're actually like. They sound like they're pretty much in charge of this area, which makes me worry if they were to find them and bring them back, because it's like
they
might be like, what the fuck? What's going on?
And they I guess they could, well, if they were mainly in the Genesis ward, I guess we could rule them out as a potential Somnovum.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah, that is true. I get worried about them bringing back these massively powerful ancient mages.
And it could potentially happen because moving forward a little bit, they were able to repair Charlie, and we now know Charlie as Devexian, which is pretty cool. I love that whole scene of Charlie being repaired and then the door opening and the
Captain America.
Yeah, was really good. But Devexian had mentioned potentially trying to bring back others, perhaps other Warforged or Aoratons, or even trying to break those time capsules, if you will.
Yeah.
So we could see a resurgence of the Aorians, depending on how successful Devexian is.
Yeah, no, that was really cool. I miss Charlie, but Devexian is like, super. I mean, it's Matt using that one particular voice where like you understand why Veth is like freaking out. It's like, that's a good voice.
Yeah, it is.
Holy crap.
It is.
It's just super confident, super in charge. And it was so good to have some kind of, well, we got a bit of lore from them as well. We got a bit of information. So it was just nice to be like, oh, like an information point. Tell us everything. And they were pretty forthright with their information. They weren't holding too much back, it seemed, but they were also didn't know much what was happening. No, I liked it. I liked that we got some information. I wish he could have stayed with them. That would have been cool. Yeah, but you know, whatevs.
Devexian's got more important things to do.
Is it Devexian or Devexian? I don't.
I think it was. Oh, I think it is Devexian because Sam had made the Vex joke.
Okay, I was like, did I do this again?
Because I,
like everyone else, I got Vax and Vex mixed up so much in campaign 1. So it's like, did I mess it up again?
Yeah, no, I think you are. I think you are. Correct.
Okay, cool.
So we know that the Genesis ward is all about creation. And some of the levels in this Genesis ward were some of the levels that the Somnovum got banished from, or banned from. So that, again, does tell us that the Somnovum were trying to create things. But we kind of already knew that because in the dreams that they've been receiving, it's all about creating things with our minds and manifesting things and stuff. It's just, it's obviously still the big question is, what the heck are they trying to create?
Yeah, what is on those levels specifically that would have been useful to the Somnovum?
Which I think, again, don't mean to cut you off. I think because at the end of the episode, when they were descending, Matt was like, "You just keep going. You just keep descending." I think he was like, I think there were things they could have discovered on the levels, specifically B3 through B6, because they just went all the way down to B9. I think is where they're going.
Yeah. It's super tricky in that regard, I think, and it's something I've seen a few people talk about online. Excuse me. And I've also seen online a lot of people not 100% enjoying this arc. And I think one of the main reasons is it's because it's a bit of a time crunch where it's so high stakes. They're constantly either being chased or chasing someone. I really like that aspect of D&D, so I'm all good. But also, you're in this massive dungeon, because Aor is essentially one big dungeon, and they can't look around. They can look around a bit, but it feels like if you look around, you're wasting time. And that came up this episode with the components room, where, you know, Caleb was wanting to, you know, look at things and collect things and store things, which I thought was fine. I thought 10 minutes was okay. I felt kind of bad for Caleb. I felt kind of bad for Caleb, and just specifically was giving a lot of Shane of like, we've got to go. Let's go.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing? It's like, I think it's okay. Like,
it doesn't seem like they're that far behind Lucien and Cree at all. Like, they're probably within like 2 hours of them, if even that. Maybe just like an hour.
Yeah. I think they're probably catching up pretty quickly. But yeah, that scene then led into the conversation with Essek, which I thought was very good, because this was before all the Devexian stuff and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I think, right? Yeah, it was before they got down to the level to the Fjord. But we had really good conversation with Essek and Caleb.
Yeah.
With Essek also kind of pushing on the whole like, hey, we don't have time for this. It's like, dude, come on, give the guy a break. But yeah, that conversation was quite good. I didn't write any notes for what they said.
Neither did I. I was hoping you were gonna have it. That's why I was letting you lead it. I was letting you leave the conversation.
I was like, I heard the conversation. I enjoyed the conversation. I can't remember what they talked about.
It was a good conversation. I think they talked about coming back here for a study date. That's what I wrote down. I said I wrote down Shadowgast study date. That is what I gleaned from that conversation.
Oh my god.
That's all I got. That's all I got. Head empty, only Shadowgast. That's all I had.
They were talking about...
Oh, I remember Essek, like... Oh, this is back in the Rejuvenation Chamber. Never mind.
Welcome to the What the Shoot podcast, where we provide detailed analysis.
Very detailed.
Episode.
In-depth recap of the episode.
Literally can't remember what happened. No, they were talking about... Essek was talking about how, like... Fuck.
Leah says, I really liked how he called out Caleb for the very thing Caleb was afraid Essek was doing. Yes, like giving in to the power, or like the temptation of the power of the eyes and stuff. Yes.
Because he saw them like mucking around with them as well, and he was a bit like, maybe not. So I like that, because that makes a lot of sense. This is someone that you've invited on the journey, on the adventure, because you need their help. You feel like it's dangerous. It's end of the world style stuff. I could see Essek being like, all right, we're here. Let's do that. Why are they fucking around with the eyes? What are they doing? Mm-hmm. Like, so I like that. I also liked him talking about, like, you know, I'm older. I know these things. Like, not that, you know, age is necessarily wisdom, but we assume Essek is a fair amount older than Caleb. Is this Lynn? Giving us a recap of the conversation?
It is.
Lynn.
I just had another thought that I just thunk. I think
thunk number 2.
Yeah, for those of you who are familiar with Hawk in my Discord, I think you would actually really like this theory. What if? Because Lynn writes that Essek is worried that Caleb is being distracted by what's around him and urges him not to investigate any more of its intriguing mysteries and to, you know, pushing everyone forward.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't believe this theory. It's just an angsty thought that I just thunk. What if the reason why Essek is so pressed on wanting to push forward and wanting Caleb to focus on moving ahead and not, don't concern yourself with the eyes, just we gotta get there. We gotta get to the Somnovum. What if he's just eager to get to where Lucien is going so that he can take over? He can have all the power, and he's going to betray the party.
That would be bad.
It's not happening. That is a very weak theory. It's not happening.
I think we've seen too much of Essek at his lowest to know that. He's
I agree.
To help.
100% agree.
But Lynn points out, as I was about to say, like, it's here in my notes, but Lynn said it, so I'll read what Lynn said. When Essek asked which is more important, Trent Ikithon's pursuit of Caleb or the party's pursuit of the Tomb Takers. Mm-hmm. No hesitation. Yeah. Caleb's just straight out, no, this is more important. Yeah. He did add the caveat of, I can't do that with this happening. But it was still good. No hesitation. No, this is important. I need to get this done. I liked, it was also, there was a moment in talks from 2 weeks ago where they were talking, I think Brian was asking Marisha, like, you know, you got Essek on the team, you don't have Trent. What are your feelings of this idea that, like, Trent is following you? And I think it was her or Travis said, Caleb is just expecting Trent to be around every corner. Like, he's expecting Trent to just be there. Which I feel like for a while we were thinking that too, like especially after the whole Nicodranus thing, and those the when like the heist that went wrong
Mm-hmm.
and everything. I think we were expecting like any second Trent's just going to apparate in front of them.
Yeah.
But I think Caleb still has that in his mind of, oh no, at any point Trent Ikithon could turn up and demand answers,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't feel like it now, just because I think we've had that aspect of time since it's happened, so we don't have
Yes.
that constant fear or threat. But I was on board with that being an idea, like back then, of like, they're going to get to this final confrontation with
Mm-hmm.
Lucien, and they're going to either defeat him or get close to, and then Trent's going to turn up and take the power for himself. That's still a relevant theory. Just because we haven't heard from Trent in like a few episodes, that's still a strong theory, I think.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about how they're going to wrap up the Cerberus Assembly storyline if Trent is just taken to court. Like, I don't know what's going to happen there.
Yeah.
Uh,
Who knows?
it's a good kind of conclusion point if they all turn up here.
Yes.
But yeah.
Yeah. And we still don't know. They're gonna have to, obviously, once all of this is said and done, and they hopefully come back victorious. They still got to deal with the aftermath of what they did at the sanitarium. So it ain't over yet. Trent's still gonna be out there. I don't see him bamfing in at the last second during the final confrontation. Though, especially because he's never been here. He doesn't know where the heck they are because of their necklaces. So
yeah, that's true.
And teleporting here is already extremely risky, and can go horribly wrong. So yeah, I think they're safe from Trent in this.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, I mean that's always the hope. Yeah. So I can't remember where we left off of because we've been jumping around so much in this.
We talked about Devexian. We talked about the Somnovum.
Athodan.
Said that the Somnovum were a cabal of terrorists.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, here we go. Sorry.
And Devexian did say that. Well, I guess we kind of already talked about this a little bit.
Please tell me you better read what my notes say.
I was gonna say, Devexian talked about the Creator Hammer and how the Somnovum, or maybe not the Somnovum specifically, but they're working on an experiment to stop the gods, which is this Creator Hammer thing.
Yeah. So I've got rolled exploratory something.
Yes, I remember that.
I'll hold it up to the screen if anyone wants to try and translate. Wait.
Implications of Dunamis, planar.
No, that one. So like we got here, like is it?
Oh, Cabal of Terrorists and explanatory.
And this says obsessed buffoon.
Yes, they were. Or is it an arrow? Planetary something? Can't tell.
It looks like an R. It looks like my I.
Biplanar turtles.
Exploratory metif. I'll go back and read biplanar turtles. Could be. Oh no, that was planar thetis.
I wrote that. Yeah, I wrote B9 planar tethers.
Yeah, planar tethers.
Yeah.
Because I just scribble as I write.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yep. But we got some information. I'm trying to look for my notes. Which was the one? Oh yes. The chamber with the Dunamis. Because they spoke with Dead. On the soldier that was there. They didn't really get much information, just that the rejuvenation experiments were mostly successful, which is why I'm guessing Matt had Travis roll a percentile die when he entered the tube, because it was going to see if it worked or not.
Yeah.
And I guess you're obviously rolled to where it did work. Maybe it could have gone horribly wrong, and Travis could have, or Fjord could have died or something.
Yeah. That was. Yeah, that was concerning when Fjord just ran straight in. I was like, what? No!
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you doing? Adam brings up an excellent point of I can check out crit roll stats live tweets.
Mm-hmm.
They generally put a lot of the quotes in.
Oh, it's true. But this idea again that there's so much of Dunamancy that they still have no idea about. There's so many unknown things surrounding Dunamancy. And we did know it had some connection with time, and now we know with this rejuvenation thing, there is a way to accelerate it. And so the next step would be, obviously that's going to pique Caleb's interest, is okay, how do we reverse time? How do we go back? And I feel like they're close to unlocking this portion of knowledge.
Yeah, no, that's exciting. I liked how excited Essek was to see the to see it.
Yeah.
Because he's kind of always had that like that science vibe rather than a religious vibe. So
Yeah.
I think this was a little bit of him like, like, I was right.
Yeah. So let's look at some fan art. Let's look at some fan art. Let's segue into some fan art after all that. We can get back on track. We'll start off with Alana's pick, and this was pretty cool. This is some pretty sick fan art by Director Sharps on Twitter. We have the duality of Caleb. Right? This is Caleb.
Cool. Yeah. So they also have a Beau one. I wasn't sure how doing this many would work. So I'll also link the Beau one in chat. It's so cool. I just really like the I think the title they gave this was like Detect Good and Evil. Which is pretty cool, I thought. So in chat I'm posting the Beau one as well. Yeah, just really cool. Like how they kind of started. So like focused on fate, time. Look at the string on his hand.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Magic. And then it's now we're on the eyes. Now it's the eyes take over.
So
I
good.
really like that. I thought it was really cool. Beau's one is pretty cool too.
Wow.
It's like she's got the cobalt soul symbol and everything, but yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh, I so want Caleb to give into the dark side. Oh, I think oh my god, it would be so cool.
It's hard. It's tricky because he seems like he really doesn't want to.
But I know. It really does.
Whereas, like, 60 episodes. Oh, what was 60 episodes ago? Oh no, that's like episode 70. Probably not then. Jeez.
No.
But like, obviously, early campaign Caleb, I think he probably would have, but he wouldn't have understood it as well as he does now. I just, yeah. I thought you would like this one because it is kind of like dark side Caleb.
It is. Oh god. Oh, I need it. But yes, Director Sharps on Twitter. What beautiful art. Beautiful art. And then my pick is I already missed Charlie, and so I picked a Charlie art by @mhuo but worse on Twitter. It's a little comic. It's a little Charlie comic. And I love how this version of Charlie looks very very heavily Ben inspired from Treasure Planet.
Yeah.
So good.
I love the hiding behind Caleb.
Yeah. Taking cover, and then I think Caleb's blushing a little bit.
Oh.
I think Caleb's blushing.
Oh. It's that kind of like, oh no. I was gonna say when you have a pet. I'm not implying Essek like a pet, but it's like when you have like the like it's like when you have a pet and you bring home a new pet, it's just like, what is this?
Yep.
Who is Are they replacing me? Like what? But no, Essek was fair not to trust it, I think.
Oh yeah.
Devexian turned out okay for now.
Yeah, but, for now. still think there's more to Devexian that meets the eye.
I also love the eye. It's also fascinating how much voice can influence character design, because you see, look at a lot of the Charlies people have drawn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're very cute robots. And now I picture them with the Devexian voice.
Yeah, and it's like, oh wait, that doesn't match.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's that's a good point. I know for a fact that the design choices that the artist would have made would have been very different if this was the first voice that we got for Devexian / Charlie. Definitely.
It's really cool. I like that.
Yeah. Very, very good. So notes. Oh, Veth has a new crossbow. A new hand crossbow, which is pretty interesting.
Kind of like a railgun crossbow.
Yeah. So, and it doesn't seem like it needs attunement.
Yeah, because I don't know if it's got any special ability apart from being real cool that was mentioned. But it seems real cool. If it does have a special ability, I'm sure we'll figure it out eventually. Although Matt did say, like, oh, she could feel almost like a second trigger from it, I think is what was said. So maybe it does have like a multi-firing capability.
Oh, yeah.
About time, though, I reckon. Like, Sam hasn't had a new weapon since...
real long time.
Like episode 21, 22 was the Tinker Top, I think.
Oh, wow, was it that early?
Yeah, it was before Molly. It was when they were in Huppadook.
Oh, that's right.
So, without a doubt, it's
over 100 episodes.
Over 100 episodes. Absolutely time for Sam to get a new weapon. Yeah, no, really cool, really sleek sounding design. Is this the one that she got from Otis, or was this another one she found?
This was the one that they found in the chamber of the Rejuve tubes, I believe. Yeah.
Yes, so that's really cool. Yeah, no, I like it. I like that she's got something new and cool.
Now here's a thought.
Ooh, yes.
Moving on. So we had a battle with some new interesting creatures. One of which had many mouths, very reminiscent of the Laughing Hand. So we do know that the Laughing Hand was a general to Therisdune or something like that.
No.
Or the Crawling King or something. Or no, he had something to do with back when the gods were a thing.
Yeah, he was a hero who was corrupted by...
Yes, that's what it was. By Torog?
Torog, yeah.
Yeah.
By Torog. Ganix, that's it, yeah. So yeah, they were a hero of the good side fighting against them and was corrupted. But yeah, the
what if... Oh boy, this is a tinfoil. This is a tinfoil hat. This is a tinfoil hat. What if the betrayer gods are the weapons that the Aorians created? And that was the whole war thing that happened between the betrayer.
That's a lot.
There's like a 0.00001% chance that it's actually true. But I'm wondering, because obviously this enforcer or whatever had with the multiple mouths, and obviously the Laughing Hand had the multiple mouths thing. Like, what if that was just another, because if the Somnovum or the Aorians created Torog, and then they also were like, ooh, okay, Torog was able to corrupt this being with all these mouths. Let's try to replicate that and make our own little thing.
I like that idea. I think that it wouldn't work.
No, it would not.
Other aspects of the world that are older than Aor.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea that Torog is still connected. Torog is the Crawling King, essentially this massive, I mean, not so much a worm, but this massive entity that crawls through spaces. I was thinking it was Torog that bursted through the sea.
Oh, yeah.
Torog, he's demigod dude. Quadjogov, I can't pronounce
it. Oh, yeah, that one.
But like the worm thing that he created. Because Torg has been in it since like early campaign. That was the book that Kate was reading in the wizard's lab, talking about the crawling king. The magician's judge was what are the magician's judges like? Aorian weaponry.
Oh, that would be interesting. I could see that as being like a part of like the security force, since it obviously has dispel magic.
Yeah. Oh, but because who was that guy that was chilling in that place?
His name's on the tip of my tongue. The name of that guy from the place.
The guy in the place.
Yeah. No, I think his name was like Dennis.
Dennis. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
I think his name was Dennis.
So Dennis was this massive, powerful wizard.
Yeah.
No. So Quote is the worm thing. Lynn, can you remember the name of the guy from the place? Pretty sure it was Dennis. Dennis is a good fallback, but the guy, they went to the place with the will-o-wisps and where they found the magician's judge, and there was the book about the crawling king. Oh gosh. Yeah. I'm gonna race Lynn here. I'm gonna go on the wiki and race Lynn.
That was also that was over 100 episodes ago. Maybe not.
I got it. Oh,
Sif.
Got it like pretty much at the same time. Yeah. Sif Duthar.
That's where I got Dennis from. Duthar is close to Dennis.
Pretty close. Close. So they were from the Age of Arcanum. Experimented with binding undead souls to the physical remains of bodies. Necromancy.
Oh, yeah.
Having attempted to destroy his work, some of Sif's writings were... Sorry, I'm just going off on this now. Yeah, that's really cool. It spoke of an obsession with avoiding the eternal hunger of the crawling king, he who tunnels beneath the world and would find him. Maybe Sif Duthar was like an Aorian that escaped.
Maybe. That'd be interesting.
Well, they were an Alep, so I don't think the Sith that we saw was the like a lich or anything.
Yeah.
So perhaps. Ooh. Oh, this would be a cool callback. You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Sith is returning.
Sif was an Aorian. So was this episode F rank? You would like that, wouldn't you, Riley? Back when I did the tier list stream, it was like every episode we got to, Riley was like, "Oh, this is an F. This is an F for sure."
Yeah.
He was trying to get me to take shots.
What's this?
They were trying to get me to take shots.
Oh.
Yeah. Fine.
Make sure you drink water, everyone.
Yep. Drink the water.
Adam says a lot of these could just be red herrings. No, these are 100% clues to the theories that we are theorizing, and I will not take any other explanation. Listen, y'all. For those of you who are new here, we've never been wrong before. We've never been wrong in any of our theories. Got to the point where it was kind of scary. Our predictions were coming true, and
100%
success rate. Arc where they met up with Vandrin on Rumblecusp, and such a shame the episodes got lost though. But
it's the lost episodes of campaign 2. Yes, we've never been wrong. So they're obviously able to dispatch these creatures and stuff.
Yes.
And unfortunately skip past several levels of lore potential. Sadly, just beelining straight for Lucien, which is a bit disappointing.
They had a good point though, because it was very much like, we've never seen Lucien fly. This makes sense that if they have to go down every level individually, like maybe they know where the stairs are actually. Yeah. But like if they're going down, if they can just cut down a couple of levels, it makes sense to do that. Because you got to think, Lucien and Cree are probably not climbing down ropes with the threshold crest on their back. They're probably looking for interior descents.
So yeah, they might actually beat them there, yeah.
Oh my god. They could set another trap.
Oh my god.
We could have another 2 episodes planning a trap.
Oh wow. That's the thing. Now I feel like I feel like we might not even get the confrontation next episode either.
Yeah. Or it might end. Oh, we always say it might end.
Yeah.
It might end with them like catching up or them being there. I'm concerned. I have a concern that Lucien has been so casual, and whether it's a front or not, he has been so casual about that fact they're following them. Like, I get the sense he's probably pissed that they killed his tomb takers, but the act he puts on is, yeah, sure, come along, check it out. I don't think he would be saying that unless he expects that as a possibility of them being there when it happens, which makes me think that he's got things in place. He knows that it's going to be fine if they do turn up. Like, there might be something in place where, like, if they do turn up and the ritual started, he's going to just be like, well, too bad, I'm untouchable, you're just gonna have to watch this happen. Or there'll be a trap in place, or there'll be something that makes it so that even if they get there before him, even if they find, oh, this is where the threshold crest needs to go and this is where the city's going to come back to, he's just gonna be like, nah, too bad. Yeah. I don't know. I'm worried about that. I don't think Matt necessarily is that restrictive as a DM. But it's obviously something that's been built up for so long. I could see him just being like, okay, this needs to play out.
It definitely feels like Matt wants this to be a very climactic battle by, allowing for a long rest to happen, a day's travel away from the destination that Lucien seeks. It feels like Matt wants the party to be at close to full power for this confrontation, which is good that they're going to be at full power, but also scary because it's like, oh god, like what is Lucien capable of that Matt would want the party to be at full power for this confrontation?
Because you got to think how much he was putting into that first fight he had with them. I know they just fought the dragon beforehand, but Lucien didn't necessarily do too much to the dragon. So we can assume he was close to full power when he fought the Mighty Nein. But it seemed like he left it up to the rest of the Tomb Takers to do stuff. Because you got to think now, like, okay, well, it's all of the Mighty Nein plus Essek versus just Lucien and Cree. They need to get rid of Cree. Cree needs to be the first target because she can teleport out of there. She can revive. She can heal Lucien. I like Cree and I want them to talk to Cree and I want to hear more from Cree. But I think she needs to go. I think if they want to be successful in this fight against Lucien, she needs to go. But I want them to talk to her. I want to hear more from Cree because we've had so much like little bits of Cree, where I want to know why she's here. What are her loyalties? She's like gone off against Beau and Caleb before, like calling them rich kids, rich city kids, and things like that. Like she's clearly got so much more. I love the theory that she's the true mastermind. I don't necessarily subscribe to it, but I like the theory a lot.
Annika is a diehard believer of the Cree is the big bad, and I can see it. I can see it. Definitely.
I kind of also like the idea of like Lucien betraying Cree at the last moment.
Oh yeah, like all the power is mine.
Well, not even that, but just like, all right, like we're going together, right? It's like, yeah, nah, I've got this. Like, you take care of the Mighty Nein.
Oh yeah, and then Cree's like, no, what the heck? I'm supposed to go with you, and then they butt heads.
Like, Joker Harley Quinn kind of relationship. Which I don't think is accurate, but yeah. I want more Cree, essentially. Full stop.
I agree. Yeah.
But that being said, if they get into a fight, kill Cree first.
Yes. High level clerics are no joke. No joke, not to be messed with.
Cleric, that seems like damage.
Yep. So not only do I feel like we have to worry about Caleb and Beau turning because of the eyes, but I'm sure there's some blood magic that will allow Cree to maybe mind control other members of the party too, which is not good. Not good.
Not good. Not good.
Nope. I'm looking forward to it. somehow Cree is going to turn on Lucien, and I'm here for it. I feel like, because kind of how we talked, I feel like the most likely scenario is Lucien betraying Cree by saying, "All right, I'm going. You stay here to stall them as long as you can." And Cree being like, "No, what the heck? That's not what we had agreed with or agreed to."
Yeah, the only other thing I can think of too is like maybe they go through with a ritual, the city's coming back, whatever, something happens to Lucian, like he gets possessed or he gets taken over. And Cree's like, whoa, this is not what either of us wanted.
Yeah.
Lucian wouldn't want this, or something along those lines. We've been played, which I feel is super obvious, but
Yeah.
fanatics. So she might be like, no, this is not right. I'll help you stop him.
Ooh, that'd be cool. Cree coming to our side. Oh.
And then we get all the Cree talk.
Yeah, and then, but as Lynn did say earlier on, if I scroll up a little bit, they can ask Cree all the questions they want once she's dead, and they have her head for Speak with Dead. They can,
yeah,
all their questions out then. Well, at least 5. They can get 5 of their questions.
I could see them doing Speak with the dead Cree, and Cree just not answering a single question.
Oh, is that an option for the?
I think so.
For the dead? They can just not answer.
Speak. They can lie, but I think they could also just not respond. Maybe not, but I could see that happening, just like asking questions and just the eyes just stare back at you.
Oh god. Yeah. I don't really know. Annika's very excited for Lucien to fall. But see, I like Lucien too much.
I like Lucien too.
I don't want to see him die. Well, I guess technically you said you can't wait for Lucien to fail. Yes, I can't wait for Lucien to fail in this. I don't want Lucien to die. I want Lucien to be redeemed.
I like too much about them. I like that. I like their personality. I like how interesting they are, how strong they are. I would love to see a Lucien without the Nonagon connected to them. Like
what was Lucien like before this?
Yeah, I mean, supposedly worked as like a blood hunter, as like some in the Claret Orders. So maybe it's been since the start of from reading that book, they've just been hooked. Didn't mean to rhyme that.
But then how did they? Okay, they acquired the book from the Aoraton ruins.
Yes, it was from a trek they did.
Yes.
And there was there was a gnome that had left it there.
Yes, and this was all because of Vestaragna.
Yes.
It all comes back to her.
Yeah.
Oh well, she's dead, so.
Yeah, so according to the wiki, thank you, Lynn, for the wiki, it's got in 833 PD. What year are we in currently? I can't remember.
835, I think. Close to 836 now at this point, I think.
Right. I think it's already gone through the new year, maybe. But
yeah, because we're 2 weeks away of in-game time from the year anniversary.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So Lucien acquired a mysterious tome, a journal. When he began looking into it, it looked back at him. At that point, he became the Nonagon, and Lucien was only a costume he continued to wear. So we get the sense that the Nonagon is almost like a actual consciousness or an actual thing.
Yeah. But then who is the Nonagon?
Yeah, or is it? It's just the influence of the Nein Somnovum, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh god. Because Devexian said there was 9 of the Somnovum. I don't know.
Oh jeez.
I like Annika's comment. It's almost harvest closed.
Let's just go back to Travis rolling 4 nat 1s in a row, or 3 nat 1s.
Let's go to the harvest festival.
Back when things were much more manageable. Back when the biggest thing we had to worry about was what was it back then? The war between the
starting.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh no! that was technically the Harvest Closes Festival was like when Trent turned up for the first time.
Ah, yes.
We were like, "Ooh, who is this?" Like, we don't know, and like we didn't even know he was connected to Caleb at that point.
Nope. No, we
for a
did
few
not.
episodes.
We lived in ignorance back then. Oh, I've been.
Yeah.
I liked
Oh
living in ignorance.
yeah, I was
Good.
thinking that. I was like, I might go back and watch the
But now it's like
Sailor.
now it's I feel like when campaign 3 starts, like in the first like 20 episodes, we're gonna be like every character, every NPC we come across, like, is this gonna be the one that's like connected to like end game stuff? Like,
yeah.
is this gonna be the big bad? Yeah.
Let's write it down. Like, what's that place?
Everyone's important.
We're gonna be feral.
Yeah, it's oh boy. The What the Sheep podcast from episode 1 of a campaign.
That's really exciting.
Wow. Yeah, we're gonna have some long-lasting theories, I bet. The very first episode. Oh, it's gonna be great.
I feel like the first episode's just gonna be like, ooh, what does this character get at level 5? Like,
yep. It'll just be all that. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Oh, what else? What else happened in this episode? Do we have any other closing thoughts, statements, feelings? I'm looking through my notes.
Really, I'm expecting some god shenanigans.
Yeah. I really want to know what they were creating. Like this experiment, the creator hammer, this god slayer that they were working on. Oh, it's so really interesting.
Really exciting. I'm kind of on board the Torog train, but it feels like it's clashing a little bit with my Tharister train.
Yeah, because it's like how Tharizdun is obviously connected in all of this. Obviously, like it's a given at this point.
Yeah.
So.
I don't know. I just like the ideas of the gods being super involved. Whether or not I don't think they're going to be involved when whatever happens and the Cognos Award comes back. Mm-hmm. But
I feel like they should be communing with, or at least Caduceus should be communing with the Wild Mother more, being like, "Yo, what were they up? Like, what were they up to?"
Yeah. Oh, his divine intervention would be back too.
Oh yeah.
He's probably saving it for the fight, just in case he's.
Yeah, they should probably be trying to contact the gods and be like, "Yo, what were they doing here? What was going on?
Do you know what this is?"
Yeah. Who did this?
Or like legend lore or something. I wonder if they've got the components for legend lore.
Yeah.
Can you imagine that legend lore on like the Factora Malice? Like,
yeah. Or even maybe even like the little amethyst gem thing, the Dunamancy gem.
Yeah.
To figure out what that thing's origins are. Yeah, I mean, there's a whole bunch of possibilities.
Yeah.
For legend lore, what a cool spell.
That is cool. Yeah, it's expensive.
Yeah, I think ivory is a big part of it.
Yeah.
I remember. Wonder if they'll come across any. Probably not. I was wondering if there's a chance for any vestiges in Aor.
Oh yeah. Probably not.
Probably not. Yeah. Yeah. Unless the gods had champions that wielded their vestiges to slay the Aorians, but that's kind of reaching a bit.
I feel like Vox Machina has 80% of the vestiges.
Yeah. Yeah.
Locked in a vault somewhere.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So does that mean we will see Vox Machina? I think so.
Bets on the first non-revivable PC death in campaign 3. I mean, I think that was technically Molly.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh, you mean who's going to be the first one in campaign 3? Maybe. Yeah. My goodness. I don't want anyone to die. I was talking about that before. We like the joke, but I'm concerned now.
Now it's only concern. The angst has been replaced with concern. Indeed.
Yeah, because before it was like, oh, they weren't here. There'd be ways to bring them back. It's fine. Now it's just like, no, please don't.
Because now, I think all of the resurrection spells are 3rd level or higher, which means they gotta roll for a wild magic surge if they try to do these resurrections.
Oh, could you imagine if you did that? You got it, and the thing you got was like the spell has no effect.
Oh.
Like.
Oh God. Because we don't know the full extent of this list, but Matt did say that there's some really bad stuff that could happen. Oh no. Now I'm even more worried because now it was like, yeah, if someone dies they can just resurrect. But now there's a chance, even if they do cast the spell, that just something goes horribly wrong. Oh. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Yep. It's concerning.
Yeah. Not looking forward to it. Not anymore.
Oh.
I was.
Yeah.
Oh. But I think that's it. That's it for me. I don't think I have any other ones. I'm interested.
A bunch of notes I can't read.
Yeah. Oh wait, I have a second page of my notes that I wrote other stuff on. Featherfall. No. Oh, the Wand of Smiles. The Wand of Smiles on the little creature. That was. I wish it worked, but a 10 saving throw is pretty easy to beat at this level.
That was very much the Ghidorah meme from Godzilla. Was that brought up in the episode? I might just be repeating what someone else said. Maybe? But I just got the image of the Ghidorah meme of the 2 really serious dragon heads and then the kind of dopey one on the other side.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Like, knock it off.
This is serious. Ooh, talk about the biplanar turtles. Oh yeah, you wrote down in your notes. Oh, the biplanar turtles. Like, that was a big part of the episode. Yeah.
No, it was B9 planar tethers. Empiscate. Emipus.
Amethyst?
No, I'm doing it. This one. Oh wait. Eminus.
Tempest? No.
No, it's an
Empis. Emipus. Oh, I see.
Definitely an
Emipus.
Emipus.
Emipus Gate. Oh,
Impipus.
Immensus Gate. Immensus Gate? Immensus Gate. That's what it was. Cause it was immense. That's what I thought when I heard it. The Immensus Gate.
Which, I mean, gate makes me think of like planar. But we've got the planar tethers, Immensus Gate. Immensus itself, I looked it up yesterday. I'm trying to remember what it was. It's like travel, it's moving, it's that sort of thing.
Oh, okay.
Immense cave. Yeah, I'm gonna maybe start typing up my notes instead.
Honestly, I should probably start doing that too. I feel like this podcast devolves into trying to decipher our own notes.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. But
no, that's it.
If we don't have any other unlimited questions, an endless font of questions at this point, honestly. But if we have no other pressing questions, comments, concerns, I believe we can go ahead and call this episode a wrap. But first, where would we place this on the tier list? C, A, B, D, C, D. I'm feeling... I think this one rates higher than last episode, but maybe it's still like a high B, maybe low A, because we got a lot of really interesting lore that I think is like big. This was big setup lore for the future.
And it was a fun episode. Like, it was, everyone was having a great time. It was joyful. Even in like the tense parts, it was like, no, this is good, fun stuff. I reckon, like A or a B. I don't understand these rankings. A or a B.
Yeah.
What's the lowest ranking?
D or F. C, D. No, I think F was F for filler. F is pure filler. Like, you can skip it. Don't even need to watch it.
What did you mark as what's an example of a filler episode?
There weren't many. I think one of the early episodes, like episode like 10 or 11, was a filler one. I think we only had like 4 or 5 fillers. I think there weren't many.
Cool.
But there were a handful of D's, but the bulk of the episodes were A and B. There were a lot of S's as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, D was the filler
too. They're all 100%. Yeah, they're all S's.
Yeah, they were all great. But anyways, with all that being said, we can go ahead and call this one a wrap. Thank you all, as always, so much for joining us during this episode. Everyone who was interacting and hanging out with us in the live chat, and everyone who's going to be watching this on YouTube or on Spotify or Anchor or wherever this wherever this podcast, wherever this Spotify may find itself, wherever this podcast may find itself. Thank you all so much.
Now a Spotify podcast.
Yep, where we talk about Spotify ads and premium and all that good stuff. It's wonderful. But yes, thank you all so much for your continued support and for sharing your theories with us and talking about Critical Role. It's always such a joy. And of course, don't forget to love each other. Oh wait, before I go into my final outro, something's coming tomorrow, isn't it?
Oh yes. Yes. I'll grab the link. Hey guys, Hit Dice Heroes is back.
Yay!
It's been a little while since the main show because life and stuff.
Yeah.
But we're here. We're back. So it's going to be a really cool episode. You can check it out the same time as What the Sheet on our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/HitDiceHeroes. So it's like 4 p.m. PST. It's 9 a.m. Australian time. I should say Eastern Australian time. But yeah, check it out. It's real fun. I'm there. Nico's there.
Heck yeah.
Kiralee and Maya there. It's great.
Yep. Hope to see you all there. But yes, as I was saying, don't forget to love each other, but most importantly, do not forget to love yourself. That is the most important thing. Take care of yourself, drink water, eat some food, get some rest, everything you need to show appreciation for yourself because you deserve it. And so, with all of that being said, I hope you all have an absolutely wonderful rest of your morning, day, evening, wherever you may be on this glorious earth. And we will see you all very soon. Bye, everyone.